ledges. That there's a lot of rock falls. I've shown y'all this before. This ride to Hazard. It's just been a while. Whenever I came in here before for my doctor's appointment, I showed y'all. There is a lot of rock falls on these side walls and stuff here. A lot of times. You can't really see the lake just yet. But I'll show it to you guys in a second. I just figured I'd film and show y'all how to get to Perry County from where I live. See, all this right in through here where the lake is at, that used to be houses before they, not my time period, but before when they made the lake. That was all haulers and houses and stuff. And then they had them tore down and stuff to make the lake. But this is called Car Fort Lake or Car Creek Lake. See, there's big old rock falls. I don't know if I caught it or not on the film. This grass right here, a lot of people buy that grass, but it just grows naturally beside the highways and stuff around here. And I didn't film it, but on the Letcher County, Knott County line, on the way to get into Perry County, see this down there is where you go swimming at in the summertime. I can't hardly show you, film it for you, but then over on this other side down there, you can't hardly see it, but that's where they have like the boats, the marina and stuff down that way. And here's the sign for the campground and stuff. Down here on that way is the campground and where you go swimming. There's a lot of rust. See all that rust? It's still coal mining country. It's just that the coal mines don't hardly run. There might be like one or two left around here, and maybe Knott County and Letcher County. I'm not really sure. Most of them are not around here no more. Most of them are in West Virginia. A lot of people will live in Kentucky and go work in West Virginia in the coal mines and stuff. Look how beautiful those clouds are. See right here, this grass that grows beside the road? That's what I was saying. Like, there's some of that grass that grows beside the road there on the Knott County, Letcher County line, on county line we call it. And around Thanksgiving, used to every year, I would go take my girls and we would go take Thanksgiving fall pictures there against the grass on the highway. That grass looking stuff. Or autumn or whatever. I never had them professionally made or nothing like that since they were babies, but I would just go take pictures of them and stuff. But I ain't did that in a couple of years. Since they've gotten older, they really don't like to have their pictures taken, and they usually take their pictures themselves. Now up here, this right here, little dairy bar, that's called Lakeview. They have really good food there for a dairy bar. But I hardly ever get it because I'm just poor right now, so I just don't hardly get stuff, you know. I gotta watch where I spend my money at and stuff. And back there beside it, I didn't film it, but there's a little brown brick block building. It is a Jehovah's Witness church. We don't have a whole lot of Jehovah's Witnesses churches around here, but that's one of them. The Jehovah's Witnesses are on the ball though whenever it comes to coming to people's houses and trying to get them to join and giving out information or whatever. They are on the ball about that. Even though there's not a whole lot of them, they come out, especially in the spring it seems like. Also Mormons. You wouldn't think it because there is no Mormons or nothing around here. But every year in the spring, there is Mormons that come out to people's houses and stuff and try to preach and different things. There's an old car. I don't know if I filmed it or not. I can't see what I'm filming or nothing because I'm just trying to hold the camera and drive. I wish I had something to hold the camera with so I wouldn't have to hold it the whole time. And actually, when my oldest daughter, she's 21 years old now, but when she was born, before she was born, me and my ex, we had made friends with these two Mormon boys that used to come to my house all the time, and my ex plays guitar and stuff, and they used to listen to him play like heavy metal guitar, and I used to fix them Kool-Aid all the time. And they even came whenever my daughter was born. They came to the hospital and they set like a little note beside on the door or whatever. Now down here that's called Bingo, and a long time ago, probably about, I would say about 40 some years ago, 40 something or 30 something years ago, that place back down there, it used to be a little city here, and this is in Perry County now, and it was called Big Eye. And it was called that because it was like a place that people would go to. I guess it was anyways. I know my grandpa, when he was alive, on my dad's side, he would go there, and he was real well known for square dancing. And that's where he would go to hang out all the time and square dance and stuff. And people would go there to drink and stuff, because used to drinking wasn't legal in all parts of Kentucky and stuff. So people had to go, like, we passed it, I think I filmed it, I just didn't tell you about it. That little Chevron gas station that we passed, that used to be the county line, or the city limits for buying alcohol. And people used to go there even back in the 90s and 2000s and buy alcohol and stuff from that place. But that little town down there now, it really don't exist. I don't even know what all they have down there. Maybe a couple like real small little businesses or something. But it was kind of built like, I don't know if the buildings are still standing or not, because I never drive down there. I have no reason to drive down there. But because I don't think there's anything down there now. But the buildings used to be built kind of like an old western town, like a saloon little town. But it was called the Big Eye. I really don't know why it was called the Big Eye, but I just know people would go there to the Big Eye and stuff to hang out and square dance. You know, bluegrass music used to be a bigger thing around here. It's not no more, but it used to be. And square dancing and stuff. And people would go there to drink too. Drink alcohol. Probably moonshine too. I'm sure my grandpa, when he was alive, I'm sure he made moonshine. There's some of the little houses and churches and stuff on the way to Hazard. I can't even tell if it's still filming. I'm just gonna let it play and stuff, so I might be a little bit quiet or whatever. But I don't know how much juice is left on this battery to this phone either for filming. I've just been sleeping off and on all day, and I'm still so sleepy because I've been cuddled up with my two cats, my cat Nacho, the one that's crippled, and the little hernia baby girl. And I just call her Hernia still because my daughters haven't decided to name her or nothing. I've been thinking about calling her Maney though, where she's got a hernia, and it kind of sounds like it. I don't know, it does to me anyways. And I like the Harry Potter stuff, so I've been thinking about calling her that. But I don't know, I'm gonna leave it up to my daughters. It's a beautiful day today. Beautiful. This weather is wonderful. Honestly, the other day, whenever it got down, I think the computer said it was like 69 degrees, or it might have even been 59 degrees. Either one of those temperatures didn't feel that bad at all. I mean, really. But I burn up a lot too, so. Weed eating that big old hill there. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but over there across the railroad tracks and that creek, here in Perry County, up on these cliffs and stuff, on these rocks, Perry County has a ton of kudzu. I wonder what that guy, oh, he's picking up cans, I bet. But, like you can see it on these power lines and stuff like that. There's actually a band here in Kentucky. It's called Kudzu or something or other. And there's one called Halfway the Hazard too. But the kudzu that was brought in here, I reckon it was brought in here, I could be wrong, but I think the way it goes, that's the old coal thing that it's not running no more. It hasn't been ran in years. But I think the way it goes with the kudzu, that stuff just takes over. I mean, it is real terrible about taking over, as you can tell. But I think kudzu comes from Japan, or Japan, however you say it. And I think it was brought over here, someone brought it over here probably from Japan. And we also have them other trees that was brought over here from Japan. I don't know what they're called, but there's a popo, a state popo. But, oh, trust me, I pay attention to the popos. It's like I can sense them, or smell them, or whatever. I support authority, and I don't try to be rude to authority or nothing like that, but I'm well aware that you can't trust authority around here either. They are very, 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 very corrupted here. All the stories you hear out of Letcher County or Eastern Kentucky about the popos is true. So, trust me, I'm well aware of my surroundings when it comes to popos, or I try to be. But anyways, that summer tree, well, it blooms out mostly in the spring till the late summer. It has little pale pink blooms on them that look tropical looking. And I think they have like these little plants on them that kind of look like green beans hanging from a tree or something. But I'm pretty sure that was brought over here to Perry County too, mostly. Now that does grow in other places besides Perry County, just like the kudzu does. But I think it was Perry County. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about all this. And then any of y'all locals who know, y'all can tell me or whatever, or correct me or whatever. But that's what I was told when I was younger, and so that's what I think or whatever. So I think that was brought over here to Perry County, and it just kind of took over because it's so aggressive and stuff. Those two plants and trees. Over here is another, this is still running and working, that coal temple thing over there. And that bridge is not used for like the residents. The residents have to drive all the way around. I have an aunt that lives over that way, over here in Perry County. She has to drive all the way around. But there's not a whole lot of co-temples or nothing up and running that I know about anyways. There's churches all over Eastern Kentucky, especially in Perry County and Letcher County. We used to have a little tiny movie theater in Letcher County. We don't no more. We don't have nothing hardly. We don't have nothing for entertainment anyways, hardly at all. But it was a 2-cinema theater, and they turned that into a church. I've never went to that church or nothing, but I wish they had. I feel like we have too many churches, and we have too many churches. It feels like the churches are just so cleanish. They're just you don't feel like they're, I don't know how to say this, like preaching the gospel, I guess you could say, or sticking to the word or the book or whatever. I've always gotten bad feelings about most churches that I ever went to around here. And also, they're just like, they're real judgy. They're very judgy around here in churches. And they don't feel like that they want to like help a person out in need or anything like that. It's just something for them to do, to look pretty and stuff, is what the churches and stuff around here feel like. This place right here, there's another Poco right there across from me. But there is a place for Pocos. Up here, up the road up here, there's a Poco station. But there's lots of Pocos always in. But there's lots of Pocos in Letcher County and stuff too. There's always been, ever since the whole Mickey Stein stuff, there's more Pocos obviously, but even before that we had a lot of Pocos, and there's a lot of Pocos in Perry County too for sure. A lot of Pocos just in Easter County in general, until you start going towards like bigger places, which doesn't make sense at all. But like if you was going towards Lexington and places, see that's a big old Poco station over there. Or it's like it's where they train, I think. It's where they train, like, I might be wrong, but I think it's where they train Kentucky State Police. And then if you drive downtown here, there's a Poco station that used to be a McDonald's building, an old 2-story McDonald's building. I hope that I don't get a copyright over the music playing next to me. I'll roll the window up. You'll probably still be able to hear it though. Turn on the air a little bit. I don't like using the air. Y'all probably can tell. I like using natural air from the windows or whatever. Apparently they do too. They got their window down too, but they got their music playing loud. But yeah, you can't see it, but if you drive up there straight up the road there is a building, a gray building, and it's a Poco station, and it used to be a 2-story McDonald's. I used to live at McDonald's whenever it was back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. But now it's a Poco station. It was kind of always awkward though, the parking lot for that McDonald's. It was really awkward. I don't know how to describe it. Just the way it was positioned was real awkward and stuff. Alright, I want to roll my window back down and turn this air off. I just can't stand the air from the air conditioner. And I go without the heat too most of the time when it gets cold and stuff. In the vehicles, I just don't like it. The only time it's really useful, in my opinion, is whenever you have another passenger with you and stuff. I don't know if you can see it, but down there is the Perry County Courthouse, that big building with like the round thing on top. You know how most courthouses have those round things if they're bigger and stuff, or churches and stuff. That's just architect, you know, for you. Clouds look pretty looking. Since I am in Perry County, on the way back, after I pick up my cats, I'm going to go over here to the Burger King, because I hardly ever go to Burger King, and I'm going to get me something. I'll probably do a little review of it, since I never hardly ever get Burger King. It looks like they've remodeled that Burger King building over there too. Now over there is our local news station. I don't get my news from anything no more like that. I get my news and everything from YouTube now. I don't pay no attention to nothing like that no more. I watch people on YouTube for news or weather or whatever. Wonder what they're building over here. Over here in that corner, you can kind of see that's where they moved the McDonald's to from where they put that police station. And I don't like that McDonald's. I swear they're so bad. They so bad there. They always get I think they do it on purpose. They're so sassy, most of the employees, and they always get your orders wrong, and they're so rude. So rude. I know the owner that owns the Perry County McDonald's, she also owns the McDonald's in Weisburg too, where I live in Letcher County. But it's the truth. If you watch my videos, I doubt you watch my videos, but I'm just saying, it's the truth. I have to roll my window back up for a second. That guy's over there, he's playing his music too. I'm not monetized, so I don't know how that works about music and copyrights and stuff. But I don't want to take no chances, because even though I'm not monetized, I don't want to give up on my channel. And I'm not going to give up either. I'm just going to keep on trying at it, no matter what. No matter how disheartening it is for me at times or whatever. I'm not going to quit it or nothing. But that guy beside of me is playing music. Got the car broke down beside the road, and over there's like a gravel pit thing. A lot of times you'll come down here and you'll see smoke coming out of those things. I wish that I had something to hold this phone whenever I'm driving and recording. They just repaired this highway and like done it different, made it bigger. Well, it's been a while back now. It's probably been about 5 or 6 years ago when they got it completed down here. Or up here, I should say, at Perry County. I'm real bad for saying that down here for everything when it's actually realistically up. You know, a lot of people like me, I'm not taking credit for everybody, but a lot of people I know are like me when it comes to that. We'll say down for everything, like directions wise and stuff. That's just how we do it here in Eastern Kentucky. We say down for everything. A lot of people I know do that, and I am really bad for doing that. I've told y'all before, but a long time ago I used to work over there at that Hampton Inn for about 6 months or whatever. That was a long time ago. That was like 2007, 2008 or something. I was a cleaning lady. I had the worst shift manager ever. Her name was Bobby. I don't remember her last name, but she was terrible. She probably still works there. Can't stand her. She was the reason I just up and quit. I didn't give them a notice or nothing. I just left. I just quit. Now this morning I went this other direction, but today I'm gonna go this other way since it's daylight. The reason I did that is because where it was so foggy this morning whenever I came out here, I didn't want to get hit by nobody. And here in Perry County, it's very, in my opinion, I hate Perry County. The only thing I like Perry County, well, I have to come down here to the doctor, and I go over there to the hospital to the doctors and stuff for like my cancer doctor and my brain doctor. I go that way. But, and then it's good for shopping. And then there's a few places to eat, not really though. But I hate Perry County. I can't stand Perry County. The people here are a-holes for the most part, the ones that I've come in contact with. They're just rude and hateful, and they're wild, and there's a lot of people who do reports about each state on the worst places in each state to live at, the counties and stuff. Usually Perry County is always in the top, and it's true. People down here are a-holes. And I hate going to that hospital too, but unfortunately where I've had breast cancer in the past, I have to go to that hospital and stuff every time that I get sick. But the treatment you get there is horrible. It's like hell and stuff. And then too, like I was saying about the people here, they're just a-holes, man. They're so rude and hateful, and I just can't describe it how bad they are and stuff. But I'm not a Perry County fan at all, but there is a lot of stuff that goes on around here, like a lot of bad things. You'll see it in the news a lot of times if you pay attention to it. There's a lot of unalivings that take place down here. There's a lot of I can't say that word, I can't say it now, robberies and stuff, or I can't say it now that I want to say it. But robberies and stuff, and just people like taking advantage of it and renting your vehicles and different things like that. You have to really be aware of your surroundings and stuff when you're out in the public here in Perry County. Even though it's not a huge place, it's a dangerous place. And there is different races here, and there is a really strong thing with racism here, especially in Eastern Kentucky, but there is here too. Even though there is more races here, it's still a bad thing, because like they fight each other and argue with each other and try to hurt each other and unalive each other and stuff. And like I said before, there's a big thing of popos around here, and it's not that I'm against the popos or nothing like that. It's just that if you've watched any videos at all about the corruption around here, you have to watch the popos around here. They are so, authority figures are not what we was grown up to believe and stuff as children and stuff. You have to watch the popos around here. They're very, very corrupted. They don't go by like how it was maybe, I don't know, 50 years ago or whatever, or they don't have the respect and stuff to do their job positions. Most of them don't. I've been in that little hotel before when it was called something else. I did, and that's a story for a different day. I had my it wasn't a one night stand. See, people, you have to watch them too about traffic. Even in places like this, they'll pull out in front of you. They don't care, man. And so that's what I'm saying. This is where they have a flea market at up here in Perry County. They had it today, this morning, but I didn't film it or nothing. But it's over with now. It don't last that long or nothing. But people are so bad about driving around here. They're just bad about everything, man. And I just can't stand Perry County. I don't like Perry County either, just because of the graphics of it all, because it's mostly hilly, as you can tell, and most of the houses are on hills and rocks and stuff. It's like I guess you call it the western part of Virginia, like Pound and Wise, the part that touches Letcher County and stuff, it's very hilly and rocky. Like nobody's hardly in the parking lot now, but this is the Kentucky National Guard building. But they just have this here where they have they're doing the pets today. They're fixing them. This is the Perry County National Guard building here. They just do this ever so often. But I'm just not a Perry County fan at all. People here are rude and hateful, and it can be a dangerous place. Like I said, if you was out of your vehicle and you was in any place shopping, even though they are nice shopping centers here, and actually, as far as I know, I think Perry County has the biggest Walmart still yet in Supercenter in the state of Kentucky. But I don't know if that's changed or not. I know that's the way it was years ago and everything. It could have changed by now. But I'm going to get off of here because people are sitting next to me in their vehicles and I don't want them looking at me and stuff. But yeah, I hate Perry County. I wouldn't recommend nobody to live here or nothing. It's always on the Kentucky's top list of the dangerous spots and counties or whatever, and it's true, it is. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on here about unaliving people and stuff for just all kinds of different reasons, you know, over nothing, pretty much, you know. So, but if you was out shopping or something like that, even though they do have a few nice places to shop at, they don't have malls or nothing like that, but they have like that super Walmart and a few stores and a few restaurants. And I'm just talking, it's comparing it against Letcher County where I live. Letcher County don't have nothing, so we have to go away for everything if we want to go shopping in person for stuff. So usually we'll either go to Perry County, Pikeville, or over at Norton or Wise or something for shopping, you know, or Lexington. But Lexington's like 3 hours away from us, or Johnson City or somewhere like that's about 3 hours away. But I'm gonna get off here. Thanks for watching. I might make a video on my way home. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.